Welcome back to Noita. Today we're going to be taking on the Hiisi Base. These are my wands right here. And these are my perks. First, let me clear out some of my inventory. Get that. And then we're going to jump right in to the Hiisi Base. Now, my wand right here is not the best for this area, but I'm going to try and do my best to not die in here. So we can have this tutorial. So I've shown this before, how you can teleport past this little triangle here to get past it without the holy mountain collapsing. So, Hiisi Base. This is probably one of my favorite areas in the game. It's definitely difficult, but it can be really fun if you know what you're doing. I'm already getting pretty ambushed here, but you can see one thing about this area is it is closed in. It's pretty easy to funnel in enemies, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. Unlike the last area, the Frosty Depths, which was incredibly wide open. And actually, I might take that back. This wand actually might be pretty decent in this area, but I'm not facing a ton of enemies right now, so that could be the reason. But it seems like I'm one-hitting Hiisi. I may have said this before, but it's usually a good wand is one that one hits the main enemy of that area. So we got molten metal over there. Just try to avoid that. Might need to go back up and refill my water bottle. So these propane tanks, they were in the last area too. And they explode freezing vapor. These are force fields. Projectiles will bounce off of them. But if you step into them, they go away. So you can't be inside the force field. Now, if they take too much damage, they will explode. And if it's an electrical explosion, having an ability to dig is going to be good for this area, and in fact, I'm going to go back up to the Holy Mountain real quick and get this TNT on one of my wands. Alright, I'm back, and now I have TNT so I can dig at least downward. It's not going to be so easy to go up or to the side. So, at least I have that, and that's why it's great to be able to go back into the Holy Mountain. If it had collapsed, I wouldn't be able to do that. So there are an insane amount of traps in here, explosives and traps in the Hiisi Base that you need to look out for. I actually have explosion immunity. Now when it comes to immunities, you don't want to get too complacent with them. Because if you start relying on the fact that you have an immunity, if you get too used to it, like I have explosion immunity right now, but in another run I might not have explosion immunity. So it's better to think you don't have an immunity when you do than think you have one when you don't. And it looks like there was a worm right here. I don't think they drop health unless you kill them yourself. That's a bad move. Okay, so we got a lot of tanks in here. I can actually use this TNT, which will probably blow them up in one hit. But just gotta be careful that nothing else is blowing up. In fact, let me go ahead and take care of that. Now these lights right here, when they drop, they can spark electricity. And you see how there's metal everywhere, which conducts electricity. You don't want to be standing on that when it does. That is a tank down there, you can see because of the blue dot. I'll try and throw a piece of TNT down there, and that actually worked out pretty well because it was already explosives. Hiisi Base is also great if you have the vampirism perk because of how much blood it collects. Almost everything in here either bleeds blood or oil because of the robots. And I was a little too close to that explosion, but I do have explosion immunity. I also have all-seeing eye, so I probably don't really need to go in there. You see that metal is conducting electricity right there. Let me take out this guy. Might actually take two. Yep. And just be careful around those propane tanks, because they'll like fly all over the place and they can fly right into you and explode. And I shouldn't really blow this up when it's directly beneath me because freezing vapor goes upward. I'm just gonna try and be really careful when I do this. Okay, I think I'll make a shortcut right here. Funnel these guys in. I'd say this is probably one of my favorite spells. I think it's large spitterbolt. There's a giant spitterbolt, which is even better. It does even more damage. Now, preferably when you're getting into a situation like this, you want to find a place to funnel them. Which is not good that this area is very wide open. To be fair, the Hiisi Base isn't wide open, but with how many explosives there are, it could be. Okay, let's look at this wand. It's better than this one, but I don't want to place my TNT just yet. That is sniper. Having teleport is good as always. Be able to get away quickly. Got a lot of propane. I keep wanting to call them protein points. I keep getting a tongue twister there. Like I'm trying to say protein. So yeah, that actually almost got me. So you saw how it started flying all over the place like that. These chains right there can get in the way of your projectiles. It can be annoying sometimes. So you got a lot of line of sight here, because everything's very narrow. Yeah, those little fireballs that hit you, the Hiisi shoot do a ton of damage. Okay, right here is these green gun guys are healers. Now, they heal enemies normally, but there is a way to get them to heal you. So I have 2 of them right now, so I'm just gonna kick one of them, deal some damage, and he'll try to heal his friend there. But if you get in between them, kick him again, he'll actually heal you. So that's one way to do it. But you can do it with regular enemies too, but it's a little more dangerous. Sometimes I do it with those tanks that can't turn around. Sorry. But this isn't the most reliable way to get them to heal you. Because obviously you have to find 2 healers or find a situation where you can do this easily. He just set himself on fire. I'm on fire. But another way to do it is pheromone, and I actually don't have any pheromone right now. And if I don't find any on this run, I will add another clip where I used pheromone. Because that's a very important thing to know how to do. It's fairly simple, but they will heal you naturally if they have pheromone on them. So you see this little cave right here on the right side of the zone. In here there is a spell shop, and actually I'm gonna get this add mana here. Now this isn't always on the right side, sometimes it's on the left side, it just depends on the seed. But this spell shop is alright. That's not the interesting thing about this area though. So if you come up here, now I'm actually going to need to use my TNT to get up there. You have to have a way to dig. And let me collect some of this water real quick so I don't set myself on fire. But yeah, you have to have a way to dig up there. That should be good. Teleporting. So, you have this hourglass right here. So you see how there's blood at the bottom? So there's 2 things you can do with this. One thing is you can fill it up with blood, and all the blood turns into gold. That's okay, but another thing you want is to fill it up with unstable teleportatium. And I'll show you what this does once it's full up. So it opens a portal here. You jump through the portal, you'll be in a new place, and there's a bunch of free spells. You can pick these up, and it looks like we have some a white hole which does the same thing as a black hole, and a giga black hole. But it's random, just like everything else, what spells you'll get. But just be careful when you're around there, because if you accidentally break the hourglass, uh, it'll crumble apart like the Holy Mountain does. So just keep that in mind. So right here is the anvil. Now I can't use the anvil right now, but all you need to use it is a broken wand. You can find broken wands, they're usually in the side areas, although I think you can find them in the main areas too. And this is what broken wands are for. You throw them on the anvil, and by right-clicking, and they will turn and do a regular wand. Now, I think the quality may apply to the area you found it in, and not to the Hiisi Base. But it's just a good thing to know, and I might even add another clip in a different run where I do have a broken wand to demonstrate that. Okay, we have some energy orbs. I'm actually going to replace my TNT wand because that's much better damage. I haven't shown it before. This is what energy orb does. It creates a little explosion that doesn't actually damage you. And it's unlimited, so it's a lot better than TNT explosive. And the reason it was doing a bunch of them is because this one has a trigger on it. Okay, that one would actually be pretty good if it wasn't shuffle. So I'm not gonna pick it up. Another thing that's good to have in the Hiisi Base, which I don't currently, is concentrated mana. Concentrated mana eats through metal. That's another method of digging. Now, this energy sphere does not... Actually, it's energy orb. You can't dig through metal with that. You need a black hole or a luminous drill to dig through metal. So notice I'm not trying to kill the healers because just in case I need to use them. Concentrated mana also damages robots because they're made of that. That's another good use for it. Now just make sure when you're digging you have the right wand in hand. It's very easy to accidentally use the wrong wand. And if you use an explosive without explosion immunity, you're liable to blow yourself up. I've done it before. Now, I'd say I haven't maybe explored about half of the area right now. You don't have to explore all of this unless you want to just be very thorough. The main thing is just finding that hourglass, getting those spells, and always just trying to get as much as you can. As many wands, try and get max health. But I mean, the more time I spend in here, the more likely I am to get killed. So I'll probably be heading out of here soon. We have a lot of healers. I actually didn't want to kill him. This one is just super powerful. Mildly powerful in Noita terms, though. I'm just gonna try and make it to the bottom here. I might actually try and look at that treasure chest right there. And then I'm gonna head towards the portal. Health is getting a little low. There are 3 snipers in there. Again, a good tip when your health starts to get low is if you have a digging wand to start, where's just gold? Start using it, start digging around the areas and peeking out, get things. I also want to get this heart here. Okay, there's the portal right there. That'll be my escape. But, healers aren't the best way to heal in the game. There are actually better ways, but they're good for like early and mid-game healing. There you have it. That is the Hiisi Base. That concludes this tutorial.